we should be on the air momentarily.
Okay, bad joke time.
No,
Violator.
not bad joke time. We just got on the air. Please do not ruin it, Net Jester. Thank you.
I had to get off for a second.
Whoa.
Don't tell us
I mean off the
God
call.
damn it, Net Jester.
This is a great way to start the show. This is amazing.
So Gunnar, what were you just talking about?
So if let me hold on a second. So since he's not corporate anymore, and his status as the demon is questionable, and he might lose his mayoral run, wouldn't that make Kane Citizen Kane?
I think it would.
See, that's unfair, man. You get mad at Net Jester wanted to tell a bad joke, and you tell a bad joke again. Terrible.
Well, that's true. I had to tell it on the air, though.
This is true.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. This is episode number 287 of the Smark Snark podcast. Thank you, podcastthemes.com, for our theme song. My name is Gunnar, and over there, spinning the ones and twos, is our wonderful technical producer, Mr. Yankum DDS.
Somebody kill me. Please, for the love of God, somebody kill me.
Maybe later. Also joining us this week is technically the co-host of the show, Net Jester, who's not paying attention.
Yes, I'm paying attention. It's just my phone freaked out for a second. Don't say that or you're going to give Yankum conniption fits so bad he, I don't know, does backflips or something.
Shao Kahn's here.
To what Gunnar was saying earlier, now I'm envisioning a Kane doing his promos in the voice of Orson Welles.
That would be cool. I can't.
That would be severely cool. Yeah.
I would mark for that.
Could you?
I am the devil's favorite demon.
Could you imagine Kane reading War of the Worlds?
Oh my God, yes.
That would be so cool.
That would be amazing. Or I have to get this out there. Being this is a WWF, and they're like stealing things from the internet now, I've heard. They might steal our Canaanites thing, and not only rename the brothers the Canaanites, they also might make Kane the manager. So there you go.
Oh Lord, we'll talk about other people managing and doing other things in wrestling here pretty soon. But save us, dog.
So y'all want to listen to Kane read War of the Worlds. I want to listen to Kane read 50 Shades of Grey. We'll call it 50 Shades of Red instead, baby.
Mm.
See? The glue that brings us all together. Sorry, I had to. Let's do the news. So according to Sports Illustrated, New Japan was interested in signing Goldberg for a run before WWE locked him up for the Hall of Fame. And possibly more, apparently. So Oldberg working with New Japan on one of their bigger shows. How would you feel about this?
Don't care.
I really don't want to see it.
Minoru Suzuki versus Goldberg.
Ooh.
It really depends upon what kind of Goldberg you're going to get. And I just don't see Goldberg putting over the people he should be or putting on all that good of a match.
I think he'd work with old people. I think he'd be booked with people that would protect him. And I don't think that they would be terribly, it wouldn't be terrible for him to jump into NJPW and work with somebody and have a fun, draw match. I don't think he'll work with like Omega or Okada or Tanahashi. Maybe Tanahashi.
That's kind of the problem, though, is if you're going to pay all this money to bring him in, you want Okada to beat him. You want someone to beat him. You don't pay all the money to bring a dude from the outside who... Do Japanese fans like Goldberg? I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. I know that WCW and New Japan way back in the day had a working relationship, but I don't envision Goldberg would be a huge... Well, maybe he would. I don't know. It just seems like pointless to bring him in and then have him go against some old dude, when you pay all that money to bring him in and put somebody over. That's why you pay the money.
Or like Goto. It would be Kenny that you would face, honestly, for the US side.
Goldberg did have like a mini feud and hustle with Naoya Ogawa, but I don't really know how well received it was.
All right. Oh, speaking of people moving around, EC3 canceled a planned appearance on January 28th, which has increased speculation he might show up in the Royal Rumble. Several sources says he's free and clear to sign with anyone immediately. So, what was his? The return of Derek Bateman.
What?
That was EC3 when he was in NXT.
Oh, okay.
Is he gonna come back with a Jufro and all?
And with Daniel Bryan managing him.
And with the Chicks in America gimmick, then I'd be 100% down.
Dude, Chicks in America works. I don't care what anybody says.
He was basically literally Andy Samberg in his initial WWE run.
Yep.
He was big, buff as shit, Andy Samberg. I assume he's going to NXT. I don't think they would call him straight up to the main roster.
I don't know, man. I think they would. There's no spot for him, so he'd be on SmackDown, just kind of floundering. Maybe he'd trio up with Benjamin and Gable at the most, but that's just overcrowding things, in my opinion. Anyway,
I like him, but he would get lost in the shuffle in WWE. I hope that it's good for him, but it's like Mike Bennett signing with WWE. It's just like you're just some dude there. That's all you're ever going to be.
June to December, Bobby Roode versus EC3 for the U.S. Championship. You can see it now, can't you?
Yeah, that's going to have to be a no from me.
It's going to happen. It's going to be awful. And then I'm going to be laughing at it in October when I'm like, see? What did I tell you? Back to the beginning of the year. Anyway. So another website, Fightful.com, says the expectation is that Laurel Van Ness was signed with WWE in 2018. The company was impressed with her work on Impact last year. She was my favorite diva from last year that was not in the WWE, basically.
This could work. I mean, she's pretty solid in the ring. She used to be in Stardom for a little bit, and she's also dating Zack Ryder.
So essentially, it's the Brooklyn Brawler plus with Zack Ryder.
Pretty much.
And he's even from the same neighborhood-ish.
I'm cool with that. She's all right. Is she any good in the ring?
Yeah, she's solid.
Okay, fine. Maybe 2018, so there's no chance of the Rumble.
Probably not. A report from PW Insider says that TriStar Pictures, the movie studio behind the planned Vince McMahon biopic, has a new script they're reviewing, which will send Bradley Cooper upon approval. If Cooper decides to play Vince, shooting could start this spring.
Biopic.
Biopic. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it's a biopic.
Biopic.
It's a biopic.
Anyway,
Rhymes with my optic, which is then my idea of this entire film project about Vince.
Anyway, they've got a new script they're reviewing, which is going to be sent to Bradley Cooper upon approval. If Cooper
We
decides
just read
to
that,
play
Yanko.
Vince, shooting
Just read
could
that,
start
Yanko.
this spring. Who thinks this is going to happen?
No.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to get Bradley Cooper to play fucking Vince McMahon.
I don't know, man.
I
Why
do.
wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It depends upon what kind of movie it's going to be. If they're going to go into shit about his childhood and stuff, that'd be interesting.
Maybe.
But I don't know. It's always weird to see these movies like this with people who are still alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like it would imagine Bradley Cooper actually plays this and it's really good and he wins like a Golden Globe or something, and you've got Vince McMahon on stage with Bradley Cooper and he's full on Vince, just erect as hell. And
Oh my god! Could you imagine the suit he would wear?
he would be so happy. You would never see him smile as much as he would be at that
Like,
point.
the only thing that would be wider than his pecs on stage would be his head. He wouldn't be able to fit through the goddamn door. He'd have to buy his own seat on the goddamn airplane.
You know what?
He owned the damn airplane.
I'm hoping that this happens now. It sounds amazing.
Multiple New Japan Australian shows are closing in on selling out, and New Japan is pleasantly surprised with ticket sales. Like, I like to see Australia getting some love and showing love back. Obviously, when WWE goes, it's a huge production and deal. But having New Japan start selling out stuff, now that's something.
You can thank Bad Luck Fale and Tama Tonga for these shows. They did a lot of work. They have like Silver Lion Productions. I can't remember the exact name. It's Silver Lion something. They have a company that makes T-shirts and is starting to promote wrestling in and around New Zealand and Australia. And they kind of helped organize this whole thing. And it's a brilliant idea if you're New Japan because the time zones fit perfectly. So they're running shit at when Australians will watch, and there's a lot of fans down there, and not a lot of people go there for wrestling. WWE rarely goes there. Good shit. I'm happy for it. And I'm happy for my boy Fale.
That thing that we watched like last week or 2 weeks ago, that was made for New Zealand television. That was a show about like New Zealanders and Kiwis and that kind of thing. Basically Polynesian people. And it was hosted by Bad Luck Fale and Tama Tonga. It was fucking awesome. It was a sweet. Basically, if you guys go look this up, I forgot the name of the show, but it's a kind of biopic and like travel show thing where they talk about their experience in Japan, what it's like to be like basically somebody from New Zealand or somebody who's Polynesian in this culture, what it's like, that sort of thing. And it's them walking around the streets of Japan in fucking kimonos. It's awesome.
The show is called Fresh. Pretty much if you look up Fresh, Tox Fale and Tama Tonga, you should find it. It's good stuff. I think it's like a travel show basically, and they host the episode in Japan because they're. And it's the other cool thing about it is they talk about how they first met and how they were New Japan young boys and how they're actually like very distantly related, which is also hilarious. So, do you guys think that New Japan could be like a major promotion in Australia, considering how it seems like WWE never goes there?
Yes, I feel that New Japan
absolutely
could be their launching ground, if you would. I feel that and maybe even China to a certain extent might do something with that, but really Australia is going to be their bread and butter. Expansion into Australia, a country in which that is is starved with star power, quote unquote. You know, obviously they have their own stars, but to get people to Australia is expensive. But it's not as expensive for New Japan to do it as opposed to WWE to do it. So if New Japan were to, you know, if you told me in 5 or 10 years down the road that New Japan has kept this, you know, upward trajectory and WWE has stayed flat, basically, and New Japan shows were selling out faster than WWE shows, and we're running in the same buildings as WWE shows in Australia, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, so that's it for the news. You want to hit that bell? It is time for the 15-minute time limit. So I suppose there's a couple things that we could talk about. First thing I want to talk about, though, is Paige. So a report came out this week that Paige could potentially be done with wrestling. And she's in this whole denial sort of Daniel Bryan boat where WWE is telling her that she can't wrestle, and she believes that she still can, or that there's something okay enough that she can still wrestle. My question is this, and I'm not trying to sit here and question the validity of a doctor, because obviously I am not one, and I am not these people who are, you know, in the professional wrestling business. However, I would like to ask the panel here what they believe, if they believe that the WWE is being too timid with their workers. Are they being too cautious with the people that they work with, or are they being just the right amount after years and years of not being that way at all?
Well, I'm not a doctor either, but when it comes to WWE saying no one can wrestle again because of injuries, especially concussion related, I'm going to call bullshit on them because they let Kurt Angle wrestle.
Well, right, but that was a one-night thing. These are continuous wrestling sorts of incidents. Obviously, the one-night thing, and he was well protected too, relatively speaking, so I could see where they would say yes to that. But the problem isn't the one-night thing. It's the continuously letting this person go on like that. Because obviously they've had many close calls, and they've had not-so-close calls, a.k.a. draws, and Owen, and a few other people who died in accidents, or who have been majorly paralyzed in accidents. Rip Sakara.
I don't think you can compare Owen. I think that's a completely different
Yeah, I think that's a different situation all around.
That's a completely different situation.
I'm saying that it's accidental, and I'm saying that it's having to do with decisions made by WWE. I'm not saying that you know, because we're letting them wrestle that it's that kind of thing. No, I'm saying that decisions to put people in harm's way. That's how I'm saying Owen.
See, to me, they haven't said officially one way or the other what's going to happen with it. Like, I don't think this is the end of her career. I think this is another injury and another setback, but I don't think she's done wrestling one way or the other. Because I feel like if she was done wrestling, they would have, you know, why keep her around? I don't know.
She still has to work out her contract. There's that too. I mean, there's that whole nonsense of that. And I think she's on the contract for a while now.
What do you think they'll have her do then? I mean,
general manage, more than likely. Maybe go to NXT and general manage with William Regal.
Well, right now she's with Absolution, so if she's not going to wrestle, she can just be their manager or mouthpiece.
Until which is what she was this week. I'm just weirded out that I'm hearing these reports and that she got dressed up to wrestle, basically, and was allowed to go out to the ring. We got 2 weeks to the Rumble too. Anybody have any early picks
I mean, we should really talk about one of the Rumbles today.
Yeah, I was thinking that because we're going to talk about the other one next week. Should we talk women's or should we talk men's? I mean, I guess we should.
I feel like the women's is probably going to be more interesting than the men's is.
I disagree because there's two people that could win the women's, and there's two people only that could win the women's, and that's whatchamacallit? Asuka.
And female Roman Reigns, or is that the new? That would be the new nickname I'd like us to call Ronda Rousey.
How about no? Ronda Rousey and Asuka are the only two people that I could see winning.
Ronda Reigns.
Ronda Reigns.
I can get behind Ronda Reigns.
You'd like to get behind Ronda Reigns anyways. Come on now, Yanko.
Well, wouldn't we all? But that's beside the point.
Okay.
Anyway, they definitely don't have a roster even between SmackDown and Raw and Ronda Rousey of 30 women. So I think it'll be neat to see like who they get to, like, maybe is Trish Stratus going to come back?
Yes.
And make an
Trish
entrance?
is back.
Very safe bet.
Trish, Molly Holly, Jacqueline, basically anybody that you're going to see at Raw 25, Beth Phoenix.
Dude, I'm super hyped for Molly Holly being back.
Yeah. And
Cool.
Beth Phoenix, I'm super stoked for Beth Phoenix. I miss her.
Yeah, I did too. Even when I was hyped to see her at the announce desk for the mixed match challenge. And I'm still saying now I want NXTers in the Rumble, and I want gals from the Mae Young Classic in the Rumble. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Remember that prediction I made way back when they announced the Rumble with Lay Cool and the fantastic duo or whatever their names are?
The iconic duo.
Yeah, Billy Kay.
Iconic duo. There we go.
I would have to pay attention to you for that to be the case.
Well, you'd have to be here.
You know who hasn't been mentioned, and I would mark the fuck out, would be Ivory.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I haven't seen her in a while, that's for sure.
I also 100% guarantee that Alundra Brillet is involved one way or the other, probably in the Rumble.
And we'll probably get like Ember Moon and, you know.
See, I'm starting to wonder at this point, because it's the first one, are they going to keep it very much to be like these one-time appearances and less NXT and more of the surprise veterans and returns and things like that? Like that's kind of what the direction I think they're going to go with it, because the NXT people can always get into next year's, you know.
In other women's news, Sasha Banks is going to be on one of my favorite YouTube shows. She's doing Hot Ones.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I remember that one. This one ought to be good.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be sweet.
Is it public knowledge about what if she's a spicy food eater or not? Can she like handle some of their atomic wing death sauce and shit?
We'll have to watch the video to find out. Let's see.
What do you guys think about the women's Royal Rumble? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be opening match. Like I think it's going to kick off with the women's Royal Rumble.
I agree. I will be very angry if Ronda Rousey wins.
As will I.
I think it's going to be the kickoff match, but I think it's going to be a pleasant surprise to how good it actually is.
Here's an odd tidbit of news that I'm just like scrolling through. In a blog entry yesterday, Shibata noted that he went to a hairdresser for the first time in 10 months prior to his appearance at the Tokyo Sports Awards ceremony earlier today. Since his injury, he's cut his own hair.
Ouch.
Let's see what else. Jazzy Gabbert had successful surgery recently. She tore her ACL, if you guys remember.
Do what? I didn't hear.
Jazzy Gabbert.
Oh, yeah.
How about any predictions in general for 2018?
Yeah, that's a good one. We haven't had a year in review sort of show yet.
Yeah, like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think
All
is who's the next breakout star? What do you think is
We'll go down the list.
We didn't talk about the 5 signings actually for NXT.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Because very recently signed to NXT. Most of these, a lot of people knew these guys were going there. But you got Ricochet, you've got War Machine, and we'll talk about fucking Peter Rosenberg literally not knowing who War Machine is. The tag team War Machine, not the MMA fighter War Machine. Because why the fuck would WWE sign an MMA fighter who's in fucking prison?
For beating his wife.
Like, you have to think literally 2 seconds before you realize that's just beyond stupid. And he got called out for it, and he called everyone marks, and he said nobody has lives, and he's the only one who has a life. Which is usually the first thing that you can tell about someone who does not have a fucking life.
Or a clue about what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Yes, because WWE is going to sign an MMA fighter who's in prison for life. Uh-huh.
I'd rather WWE signed his girlfriend. That'd be interesting.
Well, speaking of people's girlfriends and wives, their wives and girlfriends, the Wags, Candice LeRae also officially signing. To be honest, all of these we kind of knew were coming, but you're starting to look at this talent that they've amassed. They've got those guys who have not debuted. Donovan Dijak has not debuted yet, and he's probably getting better by the minute with their training. There's so much talent there that hasn't even shown their face in NXT, and it's crazy just how, and then all the talent they have in NXT again.
Let's see. What else?
Who is the next person to sign with NXT?
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Chuck Taylor gets a WWE contract by the end of the year.
I would mark my fucking balls out.
I really hope he would, because the man, he fucking deserves it.
That's my bold prediction for the year. He gets an NXT contract, but here's the twist. He's a referee.
Oh.
You can see it too, can't you?
That'd be awful.
But no, but for real, I think I see him signing with the WWE, because basically they've signed everyone but him. You know what I mean? Like, from that class, from anywhere between 2009, 10 to till now, they've signed pretty much everybody except for him. All right, we're going to go down the list here. We got 2 minutes left. Bold predictions for 2018. Yankum DDS.
Vince McMahon will die shortly before his biopic comes out, a la Ray Charles. And because of that, his biopic will receive tons and tons of awards.
Shao Kahn.
Asuka loses in 2018.
Really?
I know
We're
that was
talking
hard for me to
bold
do.
predictions here.
I think sometime this year, Asuka's going to lose her streak.
Save us, dog.
You gotta.
Shibata will step back in the ring. That's my prediction.
Ooh, all right. And Net Jester.
Well, I could do something nasty like Paige will pull a China, but I think the safest bet Okay, relax. I did actually, that wasn't my thing, but I think the safest bet here is something along the lines of we don't see Tanahashi because he's finally gets the rest and the surgery he needs to get put back together properly.
That's a bold prediction.
Bold prediction. I must admit, I follow the footsteps of fearless leader and riding the fence with bold predictions.
All right.
My breakout star for 2018 is Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep, I agree.
He's-
Adam Cole. Adam Cole.
No, Ciampa's gonna come back. He's gonna have a fucking just incredible feud for a few months with Gargano. They're going to propel each other to the top, and Ciampa's got the better look. And he's taller.
I'm excited for him interfering in Gargano's NXT title match.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
It's gonna happen. Mark my words.
We need to have a conclusion to that feud.
All right, everybody. Okay, so let's do let's go the Dairy Queen drive-through.
Dairy Queen drive-through.
Yank 'em, DDS. Do the ratings.
All right, this week Impact only had 277,000 people tuned into the show. That's down from 290,000 the previous week. The rating was a 0.07, down from 0.08. This week's episode of SmackDown from Laredo, Texas, drew 2.6 million viewers on Tuesday night. This is slightly down from the previous week that drew 2.603 million. That is not that much down. Raw this week drew 3.25 million viewers. This is up from the previous week where it drew 2.78 million. That means that WWE came in at number 2, number 3, and number 4 for the night on cable in the 18 to 49 demographics, which is pretty good.
All right, this is your once in every 6 months shot, Jester. It's you with the birthdays.
And I shall. All right, relax. Of course, if you want to bet on it, you can place your bets right now. The birthdays this week. On the 18th, we have none other than the Animal, Dave Bautista, the legendary $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Pretty Boy, Justin Idol. Then on the 19th, we have Ron Killings himself, R-Truth. Then on the 21st, we have Alex Colso. I think I got that right. I am not even going to pronounce this Maurice last name because I know we'll get it wrong. But Maurice,
Oulette.
legendary. What?
Oulette.
Oulette? That's it?
That's it.
I thought it had some more, you know, it's French, so it had some more wheeze or something. I don't know. Anyway, to continue, Pat Patterson, one of my all-time favorites, Polish Power, Ivan Putski. Go Shirazaki, I think I got that right. The Golden Boy, Arnold Scotland, and Nitro Girl Tigress. We're doing Nitro Girls these days? Okay. Anyway, on the
I fucking wish.
I walked right into that one, didn't I? Anyway.
Yep.
On the 22nd, legendary 4 Horsemen, Tully Blanchard, and Manabu Nakanishi. I almost had it. I was pronouncing it out in my mind. Then the Japanese, on the 23rd, the Japanese legend, Giant Baba, and Leilani Kai. Then on the 24th, the man known as the Gladiator, Mike Awesome. Then Gerald Briscoe, and none other than Vic Venom himself, Vince Russo. And those were your birthdays.
Also known as the fat chick Thrilla, Mike Awesome. By the way, happy birthday on the 21st to Alex Kozlov. I fucking miss you, dude. You were my favorite.
I wonder whatever happened. Well, I mean, obviously he went to go deal with family issues, but I don't know what else happened to him.
Nobody knows, and I've tried to look up any information, and it's just very hush hush, very quiet. I have a guess or two, but I don't want to
You know who I miss? Sylvester Turkai. Anybody remember him?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Him and Rusev. They would have made a great tag team.
Maybe he
Actually,
just became Rusev.
Actually, Alex Kozlov and Rusev were originally supposed to be a tag team.
Yes, they were. I remember that.
Wow, I don't, but that's cool.
Yeah, it was going to be Alexander Rusev and Peter Orlov, which Orlov was Kozlov.
All right, everyone. We're going to skip this week in wrestling because the obvious missing of Omega BR, and we're going straight into Happy Trails. Happy Trails this week to Kayfabe, because Senior Benjamin tweeted out to this particular tweet. Well, at John Cena, if you're not using it, can I borrow your shovel? Gracias. So apparently, this woken Matt Hardy gimmick is going to have a full, gimmick see out kind of thing, but the pacing of the gimmick is just very, very slow right now because they think that the WWE universe is fucking stupid.
Wait, is it going to go full meta?
Dude,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would
Fuck
imagine.
yeah. I wouldn't think WWE would let him go full meta.
No, especially in recent years, they've been very loose on things like Mark, and they've essentially just made that part of the storyline.
Senior Benjamin, King Maxwell, the other kid, I forgot the name.
Oh, they're taking it extra slow right now too, because Jeff's not around. So.
Right. So you're going to get more broken brilliance at the goddamn Hardy compound, which I cannot wait for.
Yes.
And Vanguard 1, lots of Vanguard 1, and I'm sure they'll be
really.
Yeah, they literally just teased it on the most recent Raw.
Yes. So Happy Trails to some justice, which I'm fucking pissed about. JR tweeted this out this morning. Norman Judge, tweeted this this morning. Norman Judge, Steve Stice, felt compelled to dismiss vehicular homicide charges against the 17-year-old in my wife Jan's death. The state objected to no avail. The driver never even lost his license. Fuck, man. Are you fucking serious? Like how?
Okay.
Like okay. In a non-law looking at world, with someone who it was an accident, quote unquote, that's got to be some sort of fucking manslaughter, fucking bullshit.
Okay, I can see this two ways. One, it's a young kid, so you don't want to ruin his life. However, he has got to pay some sort of recompense, at least some sort of parole thing where he has to check in with a parole officer at the very least, or something like household arrest for about a year or so. Go to school and then you come home and nothing else, like have a ankle monitor or something.
This kid, I disagree. If you're old enough to be driving, you're old enough to accept the responsibilities of driving, he should have. I'd throw the book at him. I mean, and if I was that kid in that situation, I would expect the book to be thrown at me. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how this is a thing. He took a life. And the judge there is like, oh, okay. There's
that is ridiculous.
Some sort of punishment, but we'll see. We'll keep following this, but that's a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. All right, let's get away from that topic and go to what should we watch this weekend? Wrestling. I've already given mine. Yank of DDS, you give yours.
I'm going to say, aside from the fucky finish that was completely unnecessary, the tag team match on Raw with the Titus Worldwide brand facing off against The Bar. Jesus Christ, I hate that stupid fucking name.
The Bar?
Yeah.
It's dumb.
It's so dumb.
They set the bar.
No, I know what the gimmick is. I think
no, they don't set the bar.
They
are
the
bar.
I know the fucking gimmick. I just like that's a cool catchphrase and all, but calling
It's really not.
It's
That's like one of the
dumb.
oldest phrases in the
It's-
book.
Yeah, look, just that aside, the match itself was actually really good.
What name would you give them?
I just call them Sheamus and Cesaro.
Nah, see, that's boring.
Euro meat connection.
See, it's just, yeah, it would just be some shitty, the European nations or some dog shit like that.
League of
Have
Nations.
him be managed by the Wonder Kid.
Does Alex Wright? Does WWE even know he exists?
Yes. But but could you imagine Alex Wright coming into Alex Wright's music, dancing to it? I think it would be funny. Shout out on what we watched this week: wrestling.
I'm going to go with the easy one. Asuka versus Nia Jax, where Asuka literally kicked Nia's leg out of her leg.
She did. It was great. And then she fell on her ass and couldn't get back up.
That was
I'm
a
laughing.
really good match too.
It was. And then, okay, can I just stop us for a second here? The best thing that Enzo Amore has ever done is anything on screen with Nia Jax.
That's a fact.
As sad as I am to admit it, you might be right.
That's 100% a fact.
Of course.
I think, and stop me when I'm wrong here, I think that's like the most genuine the two of them have been, and the most likable both of them have been the entire time they've been on the WWE screen.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, you know what we missed in the 15-minute time limit? Monday night, Braun Strowman became one of, if not the greatest babyface in recent WWE history.
He went
Yeah.
straight to Austin. 97, 98 Austin. Like, just for the first hour of the show, which was
It
fantastic.
was amazing. I was so fucking, like, Kurt Angle says you're fired, and I'm like, no, this is bullshit. And
Wait,
then,
wait, hold on. Net Jester, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Okay, but yeah, before we get into all that, believe it or not, I want to bring this out as a great example of how WWE can turn something potentially interesting and turn it into dog shit. The U.S. title tournament, and I would have hoped that X-Man, Xavier Woods, and Zack Ryder were going to wrestle for, or Zack Ryder, excuse me. Believe it or not, Mojo Rawley is the heel, would be wrestling for the belt, but no, they got the two boringest guys out there, and not only did they wrestle their...
Bobby Roode is awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Bobby Roode is his theme music, and I don't think there's too much more of him than that. But we all can agree how bad Jinder Mahal is, so they squandered that opportunity.
And watching him wrestle Bobby Roode made me even more convinced that Jinder Mahal would be a perfect fit in TNA.
For TNA.
Dog, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
You should hop on over to twitchtv.com or twitch.tv/Impact Wrestling, where Impact Wrestling now has their own Twitch channel and is just running old matches and random shows, and they just showed Barbed Wire Massacre on there. And it's kind of fun. I watched it was like 2005. It was Jeff Jarrett versus Rhino with about 50 run-ins. So just relive some classic shitty TNA.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to change my thing you should watch this week in wrestling. You should watch the segment of Raw this past Monday where one of the referees run into the room with Kurt Angle after his office has been destroyed.
Yes.
And Kurt Angle delivers the best line I have ever heard Kurt Angle deliver. Oh my God, they're worth $12 million. fucking hilarious.
I swear he had just watched The Room, the way he delivered that line, too.
Oh my God, no, don't put that on him. Don't put that on him.
It was full, he went full Wiseau. Oh, he cannot destroy the TV trucks. He don't do it. He cannot.
Oh, God. Oh. Well, that and the only positive thing about that insanity was we got to see Bucky Beaver again, so that was fun.
What? Him flipping that fucking semi-tractor over was fantastic.
We've already done that. I mean, what's he going to flip over next? The Liberty Bell?
No, he has never flipped over a fucking...
He's flipped over a car or not a car, but some sort of... What was that thing? An ambulance.
Which does not weigh anywhere near as much as that fucking semi.
But every time he does it, it just gets more and more ridiculous and makes me want to roll my eyes more.
And I can't help but wonder why they have cameras on top of their the tractor that pulls, you know.
Because it's obviously going to be tipped over. But I know something that Braun can't lift.
Which is?
The WWE title at the moment.
This is true.
But seriously, though, the first hour of Raw this week was one of the best hours of Raw ever. Like, top 25 hours of Raw.
It was really, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Lately, I have not been, like, into this at all. I mean, that's not why I haven't been around. Because even when
this showing Bound for Glory right now.
On that Twitch.tv
yeah.
slash Impact Wrestling, just so we all know.
Like the most recent one. That's crazy.
This Raw restored my faith.
Also, by the way, did you know that TNA is running a WrestleMania weekend show in association with WrestleCon?
Yes. They are running a WrestleCon show, and they are running it the same time that ROH is running their show in conjoining with NJPW, and that's run in the same time as the NXT show.
Yeah.
Good God.
I got to make decisions. Really, that's what that turns into. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for listening. We super appreciate it. You can check us out online, Facebook, Twitter, SmarkSnark.com. Check us out. YouTube, subscribe, like, smash that like button, share.
Can we get 5,000 likes on this video?
We need to get 5,000 likes on this video.
We need 5,000 likes on this video.
We need 5,000 likes on this video.
No, you gotta
probably something that douchebag Logan Paul did or something.
You have to get super hype about it, or the 12-year-olds won't do it.
This is true. Yeah, if we can just get to 1,000 subscribers and have you guys watch 4,000 hours of our stuff.
Yeah.
YouTube sucks.
Yeah, thank you all for listening. We'll catch you next week. Take care. Spike that hair.
Woo, woo. Woo?
Woo, woo, woo.
You know it. And who know a continuing storyline during the first hour of Raw would actually be something good.
Good night, Cedar Falls.